Just after his first interview, President Trump tweeted that 3M will have to pay a big price. Will have a big price to pay over this face mask. So how will Congress deal with these companies and medical equipment shortages? Joining us now, Republican Tennessee Congressman, member of House Oversight, Homeland Security Committees, Mark Green, also former Army flight surgeon and emergency medicine physician. Congressman, good to see you. As always, has this become a national security issue rather than, say, a commerce and distribution issue?
Very clearly, the whole issue of PPE, our medical supply chain, is a national security issue. You look at right now, we maintain a manufacturing base for, let's say, tank barrels. Even though we're not making a single tank barrel, there's a plant ready in case of national emergency, in case of war, to build tank barrels. We've got to start thinking about PPE, ventilators, public health stuff in that same vein, and have at home, the lessons learned from this. We got to increase our strategic stockpiles. We got to disperse them, have more locations for those. And we clearly have got to fix this issue of relying on China, the guys who started this whole virus, for our supply for medications and medical supplies. It's just one of the lessons that we've learned out of this.
There's a joke in business that says if you owe the bank $1 million, the bank owns you. If you owe the bank $1 billion, you own the bank. It seems like, in a way, China owns us because we may have the cash to buy things, but they've got what we need. Andrew Cuomo was thanking China for donating ventilators.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit ridiculous that he would do that, because China does have, honestly, in some cases, the whole world over a barrel right now. And again, it's Xi's virus. He's the one who, hid this thing from everyone. We told them not to do these wet markets back when SARS came out, and they persist. But I digress. Back to the issue you're raising. In France, we were told yesterday on a conference call that Macron was talking to Xi, and Macron asked for 1 billion masks, and Xi said, we'll give them to you if you implement 5G with Huawei. That's who China is, and it's time the world wake up and recognize it.
So you're saying that China Inc. has done nothing and in fact is using this crisis to try and gain more power around the world. Anthony Fauci, the physician who we've all become known almost as America's doctor over the past few months.
He's a great guy.
Was on talking about those wet markets. Take a listen.
I think they should shut down those things right away. I mean, it boggles my mind how, when we have so many diseases that emanate out of that unusual human-animal interface, that we don't just shut it down. I don't know what else has to happen to get us to appreciate that.
Best time to plant an oak tree was 10 years ago. The second best time is today.
Today.
Are we able to take on China, or do they have us over a barrel and this is already a lost war, so to speak?
Yeah, they're incredibly dependent on us, too. They are certainly not. Xi's willing to spend 25% on trade with America because he needs trade with America. So we have leverage too, and clearly our president has been saying this about everything in terms of the manufacturing base since he got in office, since he was a candidate for office. So I wish we would have implemented this on the medical supply line a little sooner, but time to start today. There's several bills in the Senate. I know Tom Cotton has one, so does Marsha Blackburn. We will take action. Tom
Cotton has been extraordinarily outspoken about this and about China's culpability. You have as well, and I know have some interesting thoughts in a op-ed up on the Heritage Society's website. But this brings up an important question about the president. His tone about China has changed. A couple of weeks ago, he was calling this the China virus from the podium. And lately, he's been going, well, I want to have a good relationship with President Xi, and I hope things work well, and I want to have a good relationship. Is this a little bit of, I don't want to say Chamberlain at Munich, but is this a little bit of trying to have too good of a relationship with someone who only has one motive, which is world domination of President Xi, and he's not going to stop?
The President of the United States has to be a balancer of some of this stuff. Guys like myself and Tom Cotton, we can be the ones that are out there yelling and saying, look, look, look. So I think the president's just got a balanced approach from the leadership of the country's standpoint. If you look at Pompeo, he jumped on the Chinese, foreign policy guy who said it was the United States Army that started this virus. Pompeo was on that guy quick. So I think the administration as a whole is trying to balance it, but do the right thing at the same time.
All right, Congressman, and we'll wait to see what comes out of your committees and hearings as well as this continues about looking in to China. We appreciate your time, sir, as always. Thanks. Stay healthy and stay safe down in Tennessee.
Will do. You
All
too.
right. Next.